Yes, people, welcome back to Mission Podcast, and we're back covering movies. Now, this is a topic that we wanted to make more videos on, but we've kind of neglected. But yeah, we're trying to get more active with movies and TV shows on this podcast slash YouTube channel. Joined by my co-host Danny DK and a very special guest, Mr. Combat Talks UK Amanat.
We're
Um,
here, we're here.
yeah, I mean, it's been about a week now. The movie Zach Kreger's Weapons has come out, and it's taking the movie world by storm. It's got a lot of great reviews. It's doing very well at the box office. Yeah, people are hyping this up as the best film of the year, and we're just gonna like do a little discussion on the film, what we thought about it, basically like a little review. We're gonna get into spoilers, so for those of you who haven't seen the film, click off the video now, come back to it when you watch it, or don't. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, let's not waste any more time. We put spoilers in the title as well, just so people can say we can't complain and say, oh, why are you talking about spoilers? You never know these days. Yeah, let's get straight into it then. I'm going to ask you boys, what are your initial thoughts on the film?
Donny, you go
One,
first.
like, sure.
Yeah, you go first, you go first.
Oh, I didn't know what to expect from this film. From the trailer, it looked really intriguing. Like, okay, it was gonna be a good film. One thing I liked about it, it wasn't your normal horror movie. Like, it wasn't just a horror movie. Like, uh, by the time this movie finished, I had no feeling it was a horror movie. It was more like I found it hilarious, to be honest. Like, that
Same.
was my feeling towards it. Like, there was no horror towards it. There were a few scenes which, like, jump scare scenes in the movie. I'd say not much. I'd say about two, three. There probably were. About the movie I found hilarious. Some of the scenes I was just laughing my ass off when I was watching it. But yeah, I feel like the whole movie and structure I really liked of it until the end. I feel like we'll get onto the actual ending of it, but I feel like the movie actually did like an impressive job of balancing its tones. Like on one hand, it's tackling some really heavy stuff. Like you could see whole through the movie with part you had the priest brutality, you had the addiction, you had the grief. Like it actually covered a lot of things in the movie. I think you have to like proper pay attention to actually notice these things. But I think that was the main message from the movie. And the main thing I liked about it was how we held on to his secrets. Like you don't get the full answer to the mystery until the closing act, which is like one of the wildest revelations. But I feel like the real strength of the film is to build tension just through its characters. It kicks off with Justine, like she's flawed, but she actually has like this connection to the kids, and that's why like when everything, drains her. We see her drinking, we see her taking drugs, and like, then you're drawn into the perspective as she pushes forward. Starts to piece things together, and then all of a sudden it shifts the focus to Archer. So one thing it does is keeps you like for the full 2 hours. I was locked in this movie. Like I just wanted to find out what happened to these kids and everything. And then when it changes perspectives, you're looking at a whole different angle. Like that, those switches it kept you hooked because it adds new layers and clues, and you're right back in like hungry to see how it all connects. So yeah, I thought it was a great movie. We'll get on to the ending later, but yeah, I'll let Amonat give his thoughts now.
Yeah, me personally, when I watched the trailers, I wasn't too intrigued. I wasn't thinking, oh yeah, it's gonna be like the best movie ever. I'll be honest. I thought it was gonna be an okay movie. I wasn't gonna really go watch it until I saw all the hype, and I was like, okay, I have to see this movie. Then everyone's talking about it. Um, I think me personally, it's one of those movies where similar to Get Out for me, where I think it's not a horror movie. It's just eerie in a way. Um, the actors I think did a great job. Josh Brolin was so good in this movie. This guy was so good, and I can't believe they almost had Pedro Pascal be in this movie over him. Like that's crazy. But yeah, I thought the movie was so good. Personally, it was more like Donnie said. I thought it was more of a comedy. I thought it was more of a comedy. I got into it on Twitter with some people because they were after me for saying it was a comedy, but everyone in the cinema was laughing. There's one scene where she was running away from the kids. Everyone was laughing in the cinema. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie a lot. I thought there possibly was some things they could have touched a bit more, like the backstory of Gladys and everything like that, which they didn't. But um, I thought overall it was a great movie.
Yeah,
What
I'm
about
gonna
you?
agree with you guys. I thought this film was very entertaining. Like, it had me gripped throughout. I wasn't once bored. I really loved the narrative and the structure of the film, the different point of views, the way it switched to a different character. I really liked the way they built up like a quiet dread, and the atmosphere of the film was really like creepy. It wasn't really scary. Like, I'm not a big horror movie kind of guy. I find horror films kind of stupid and dumb, but I wouldn't really say it's a horror film. It is. Don't get me wrong. It's not. I don't think it's a comedy as well. It's got a lot of funny stuff in it, but I don't think that was the intention for it to be a comedy. I think it's more of like a thriller, like a mystery, like a thriller. Yeah, and I was really really entertained. I don't have a lot of bad things to say about this film. Apart, I don't know. I think me and Danny both said the ending. We didn't really stick the landing with the ending. We felt the ending was a bit flat after all that great build up and tension. It was just a bit meh and underwhelming. But we'll get onto the ending a bit more. But yeah, a very solid film. I can see why it's getting a lot of hype, but at the same time, I do feel people are pushing it a bit in it. I don't think it's the best film of the year. And I think that's the new trend though now. Like, it's not really, you don't really get proper horrors anymore. Now it's more like movies like Weapons and Sinners. Like, you know, there's scary elements to it, but it's not like a horror and gory or anything. But yeah, I thought it was a really creepy film. It was a unique story. It's very original, which is something we rarely get these days from Hollywood. Yeah, I really enjoyed the film. Let's get into the cast then. What did you guys think of the cast? Any standouts?
Yeah, like I said, Josh Brolin was amazing in this movie. Julia Garner was good in this movie too. I thought she's been on a roll this year. Obviously, she was in Fantastic Four as well as Silver Surfer. I thought Austin Abrams as James, the homeless guy, was hilarious. I thought he was really good in the movie. Same with the scariest person in this whole movie for me. It wasn't even Gladys. It was Benedict Wong when he was chasing Julia Garner's character. Oh my days, bro! This guy with his eyes popping out, everything. That was easily the scariest part of the movie. I thought he was great too. But overall, I feel like if you look at the cast that they were supposed to have in the movie and look at it now,
Oh
it's
yeah,
way better than it would have been.
I think I'll pull the original cast up. I think I've got it here.
Right, it's crazy, isn't it? Like, the original cast, they just improved every single one. I think only the homeless guy was the only one they actually kept from the
He's one
original.
that stayed the
Yeah,
same way. They never
he
changed
was
that
the only
one.
one that stayed the same.
Yeah, but as you said, Aman, I thought the cast was amazing. I think every single character was entertaining and really added to the film. Julia Garner, that's my girl, bro. From Ozark. I don't know if you guys have seen Ozark. She
Yeah,
played
yeah.
that amazing character, one of the best female characters of all time, in my opinion. Again, she played a really, really good role in this film. Josh Brolin, what an actor! He's a very serious actor, and he just adds so much presence and gravitas to the role. I'm so happy that they replaced Pedro Pascal. I'm sick of that guy. The guy. But yeah, as I said, the homeless guy, I thought he was a standout character for me. The whole story between the homeless guy and the cop was just amazing. It was beautiful. It was fucking hilarious as well. And I think Danny mentioned it as well earlier. They touched on a lot of themes in this movie. I feel like key themes they touched on was probably negligence and how flawed the system is, and humans as well, because it's like a movie trope in every film. The police are fucking useless in these films, isn't it? They always say, "Oh, we're doing our job, we're doing the best that we can," and it's always like the random civilians that are solving the fucking case, in it. But another thing is the corruptness of the cop. Like, instead of listening to the guy, the homeless guy, he decided to like try and run him out of town. And another thing as well, the homeless guy as well, he's flawed as well, because instead of like reporting it straight away, he was more interested in the money, right?
Yeah.
And that's creepy, by the way. You know, when he goes into the house and he sees
Oh
the
yeah.
Oh, so creepy. Another creepy scene I liked was when, you know, when she's in the car, Julia Garner's character, and the woman comes out and cuts her hair. That was really good as well. But yeah, I thought the cast was amazing, man. Do you have any thoughts on the cast, Danny?
Yeah, again, really like the cast. I'm glad that it wasn't Pedro Pascal and they went for Josh Brolin. I thought his presence just, made the movie so much better. Again, I like the cop. I thought he played again an amazing role. And as you guys were talking about Austin Abrams, James, I thought he was amazing in this. I feel like his performance made the audience uneasy because I think he felt like both the victim and the accomplice. So at the same time, he's playing the victim and the accomplice. But as Copy said, he was like, you have these teens in their 20s, in their like 25s, who don't know whether to report it or whether to just play along with it. I feel like he was more caught up about the mystery about it. The first thing he did was ring where it was and go, oh, I know where they are. I'll take you to him about 50 grand. That's what he cared more about. So yeah, I feel like again, this is the sort of morally great presence that horror films normally thrive on. So I feel like he was amazing in this role. Yeah, he's my standout personally.
Yeah, another person I want to touch on from the car. The kid was really good. The kid that played Alex, I thought he was
Yeah,
amazing. That's
he
one
was
of
good.
his. But I think the standout of the whole film is Gladys. She was
Yeah,
Dave. That actress done a phenomenal job. She was like, I generally felt uncomfortable every time she was on screen. I don't know about you guys, bro. She was scary, man. I think the scene when she's like talking to Alex when she's like got his parents like in a state, she's like, I can make them eat each other. The way she said it was just so like creepy and scary, innit? But yeah, I think she done a phenomenal job. What do you guys think of the actual story? Do you think it was good? Do you think it was done before? Do you think it's fresh? I mean, the actor Josh Brolin came out and said something. I don't know if Danny's got the tweet.
Yeah, I'll pull you up.
Yeah, what did you guys think of the actual story of the film? Hello?
hello.
Yeah, I was asking what you guys think of the story.
Yeah, I thought the story was amazing. I really liked the structure. Like I said, from the first minute until the final scene, it had me hooked. I liked the story of it. Like it's so strange. This same class of students, just the one kid there, Alex was saying, looking at the teacher and the rest of them are 217 the exact same time, run, and then as the movie goes on, more things get uncovered. So yeah, I really like the structure of him, the point of views. Every character you saw with the teacher, Justine, and you go to Orchard and the cop and the homeless guy. All of it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. Like as a remember watching the film, you start to unravel things in your own head. Okay, like I feel like we all knew at stage it was gonna be the witch. Like she was the one who's behind it. But yeah, everything about the film I really liked it until the ending. Well, yeah, we'll get onto the ending later.
One thing that did kind of like not ruin it, but like what made it feel less scary in a way was there was a point where we didn't know what Gladys was. So I thought she was like some supernatural like being, yeah. And then obviously you found that she's just like his auntie in it. Do you know what I mean? Like it does kind of like for me anyway, because I like horror movies when they're more like supernatural and everything like that. But obviously that was just the one thing that probably took it a little bit away from me, where I was like, okay, it's not scary per se because she's just a normal person.
I don't know. I think they didn't really explore that in it because she could have just made that up in it. She could have taken over the aunt's body in it. You never know in it because they mentioned in the film she hadn't seen them in like ages.
That's
But
true.
touching on just what Josh Brolin said, yeah, I really agree with him as well. Like nowadays, you get movies that you can tell when a movie is designed to be seen in the cinema or whether it's designed to be seen at home from the comfort of Netflix or Amazon Prime, and I think that's something that I really appreciate about films like this and Sinners, like really fresh, unique stories, and audiences love it. Like the general audience love both of those films, and they really like. It's fresh in it. It's just fresh in the era where we just get remakes and fucking superhero films and the same shit all the time. Basically, it's really refreshing to see, and it proves that cinema still does have its appeal in it. Streaming isn't. It can't put it completely out of the business because there is a need to go to the cinema to watch films like this on the big screen. But yeah, just touching on the story, I thought the story was phenomenal. Like the pacing was great as well. But for me, the biggest flaw in the film, was the ending. I don't know why. It just wasn't it for me. After such a great build up, it was so underwhelming. It was like I don't know why it ended so abruptly. Like it ends on the character walking away with his child and like a bit of narration. I feel like they really missed the trick and it brings down the film a bit for me. I feel like if the ending was better, I would have rated this much, much higher. So yeah, let's talk about the ending. What do you guys think about the actual ending of the film?
Yeah, I agree with what Corby said. That was my biggest issue coming out from the film. I was hooked onto it from the first minute until the last. I was like, okay, I want to find out, get me to the final scene where the kids actually get saved. And then it comes to it, and I wasn't really satisfied by it. I feel like the final act accelerates quickly compared to the slower tension building, anthology you had before that. I think characters are dropped or resolved with little emotion follow through, which, it felt like, if you're watching a series like a 10 episode series, it feel like it was in its eighth episode, maybe even ninth episode. It didn't feel like, okay, this is like, the last finale. Again, I feel like the early sections tease, big, like big questions, like, we talk about grief, guilt, how trauma can echo through relationships, and the ending doesn't fully tie all them threads back together for me, like, which gives the impression of either it was cut off or is underdeveloped. I probably feel like it was more underdeveloped. And again, I'm sure Carp will get onto it about, how it should have ended with the witch's point of view in Alex's parents' house. I feel like showing her, like, just entering Alex's parents' house could anchor the horror in, the subjective world, revealing whether she sees herself as a predator, as a survivor, or something else entirely, like what are her motives. Yeah, but I felt like that inner glimpse could have added a whole another thread to the movie. And they've been talking about doing a prequel, which they probably will cover all that. But is there any need for that? Literally 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you could have covered all that and made it a much better movie. But yeah, I feel like that was my biggest issue with the movie.
Yeah, what are your thoughts, Mohammed, on the ending?
It was a bit lackluster, maybe because it was just a bit flat. I feel like probably could have even been shown like the aftermath of what was happening, like what happened. I like when movies do that. Obviously, some people don't. They like a suspense thing where they don't know what's gonna happen, what happens afterwards. But I like just so we actually know what actually happens afterwards. I would have liked to see that with the Gladys thing. Obviously, they said that they're gonna do a sequel, like no, a prequel. Sorry, like you lot said, I think that's stupid. Personally, it's just a cash grab. Um, the movie probably will be good. Like it won't not be good probably, but I think we just needed 5-10 minutes to explain how she got there. Like you did a flashback for every single character. You could have done one for her. Like I don't see the need for not doing one for her, except obviously we want to make another movie and get way more money, which is fair, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you guys. I feel like we do not need a prequel. It's just a cash grab, innit? Um, Literally, all he had to do was a 5-10 minute scene explaining how she got to Alex's house. And now I've seen a lot of people say, "Oh, but that would ruin the mystery of the character." But like, I don't want them to explain how she's a witch and how she gets her powers and all that. I think that's a good thing to leave that ambiguous.
Yeah.
But for me, something as simple as this, nothing violent, nothing over the top. How much better would it have been if the film, after they kill her and they walk off with the child and have that little narration about how things went back to normal, blah blah blah. You cut to the paper, the name Gladys, and all you have to do is show her in her home, getting ready, packing her suitcase, her bags, as if she's like a normal old lady, putting her wig on. Do you know what I mean? Something as simple as that, make a phone call to Alex's parents saying, "Yeah, I'm ready, pick me up," or whatever, and you could just ended the film with her arriving at the house. It's just something as simple as that would have been such a more powerful ending, something more haunting, a bit more creepy. But yeah, that's like for me, it's still a great film, and I think I really enjoyed it. It's one of the best films of the year, easily. But it's like small detail like the ending. If they just, I don't know, not even what I'm saying is they could have something involving Gladys a bit more in the ending. I feel like it could have made the film a 10 out of 10 instead of an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Another thing I want to touch on, do you guys think, obviously we touched on the comedy of this film, there's a lot of good comedic stuff. I remember when the petrol station, when she's running at the shop and she's held the petrol like, fucking help me. That was hilarious. There's a scene when Josh Brolin wakes up and he's like, what the fuck? And it's just really funny. The homeless guy kept charging at him like every time. That was really funny. The cinema was laughing. But the actual, like, when Alex got the kids to attack the witch, yeah, do you guys feel like that kind of ruined the character? Because she was so creepy, so scary, and it's like they kind of made her a bit goofy at the end with her running and like screaming. What do you guys think of that?
You know what? I kind of agree with you, Copy, because I feel like you spend this entire film building up, to be this evil witch. You know what she did to Alex's parents. You know what she did to all the kids, and then at the end of it, she just gets attacked by children. I mean, that just literally literalizes her horror in a way that it just felt so blunt. You just removed some of the ambiguity that made it feel terrifying. So yeah, I feel like you're right. Just literally all the kids killed her, and then the movie ended. Exactly. It just felt a bit abrupt to me. I would have liked, like you said before, 5-10 minute scene, explaining how she got to the parents' houses, explaining her motives. I mean, she didn't even have to see a motive. You know, just tie all them loose ends together that we wanted from the witch. And yeah, I feel like having her get just whatever the kids did to her, kill her. It was kind of goofy and stupid to me. Like you had the whole
Funny, like it got a laugh out of me, but after I watched the film, I kind of was like, I don't know if that was a good idea.
yeah, that's where most of my comedy came from. Literally, that scene where the kids were charging at her, she was running, going through them houses, bro. Bro, listen, I wanted that to be like a proper horror scene right at the end, yeah, because let's face it, most of the movie wasn't straight horror, was it? It was more of covering like the different themes, and at the end, the ending is so goofy, kind of. I mean, I wouldn't say ruin it. It was still a great movie for me. I say it's a solid 7.5 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10 for me. I really liked the movie. Like it kept me hooked all throughout. But the end scene maybe a bit goofy for me, man.
Mano, what did you think?
Um, to be honest, I love a good like comedy aspect to a movie. Yeah. I don't think it really ruined anything for me. Or in terms of her character either, because she needs to get a comeuppance anyways. So
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that, but maybe I feel like me personally, the scary or eerie element of her went when I saw that she was a regular person in a way. I know obviously we don't know because we need to see the prequel to see how she got to where she was, but for now we know she's just a normal person. So that element went, so it became kind of okay for me that there was a like the little comedic aspect. I love a good comedy bit in a movie regardless. So yeah, it not too much for me.
you brought up the point like you kind of her aura got ruined when you find out she's just a
Yeah.
normal person, but I don't think that's the case. I think if anything, that makes her scarier. It's like a casual person that's found something that she can use to her advantage, right? And I think in the movie, early in the movie, the scene when she had the principal, she was talking to the Benedict Wong's character.
Oh yeah.
She said like a really old phrase like consumption, and he was like, oh, I haven't heard that, hasn't been used since like the 16th century. That kind of like alluded to how old she actually is. But yeah, and another thing about the school system as well, like that was weird. Like they did, like when they were interviewing Alex, like they didn't question the fact that his parents weren't there. That's another thing that they could highlight as well, the flaws of the systems, whether it's the police, the school system. But yeah, some really good themes were touched upon in this film. But the
Do you
directors
remember?
come out.
Do you remember that scene where his father was just sat there in the office with the witch and Alex? That scene, I don't even remember it. When he was getting interrogated by the
Yeah,
police, and his father was just sat there. That was so weird to me.
Yeah,
that
they
was
didn't like.
it. That was an eerie scene.
But yeah, I think it's a very solid film. It's a very good film. We need more films like this in Hollywood, to be honest. Fresh, original stories. I mean, the director's come out. He said he's interested in doing a sequel as well. I don't know. I feel like with these sort of films, they're better off as a one and done in it. But I was going to say, how do you guys think then this compares to the rest of the films in 2025? Do you think it's the film of the year, or do you think there's been better films this year?
I think it's up there, but I wouldn't say it's film of the year. I feel like he had a bit of shortcomings to actually put it up there as film of the year. Because I watched some films in me and they'd be like 9 out of 10s and 9.5 out of 10s. I'd say this was a solid 7.5 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10. So yeah, I would say it's a solid film, like a really good film, but I would say it's top 3 maybe.
Um, Me personally, I would say this was an 8.5 for me. I wouldn't like. I I don't know about film of the year. I would have to look back and think. I haven't seen Sinners, so apparently that's the best movie of the year, and I haven't watched that, so I can't really give a take on film of the year unless I've seen that. So I'm not too sure on that.
I mean, what's come out? F1 as well. How do you think it compares to
F1 was better. F1 was better for me.
Yeah, I think F1 was better too.
I think F1
I
was
really-
probably my favorite movie of the year.
I think F1 was really good. I've seen Sinners. I think Sinners was great. But again, I think Sinners suffers from the same thing as Weapons, as in people are overrating it a bit. Don't get me wrong, I do agree. I think for me, Sinners is the best film I've seen this year. But I think the bar is low in it. Like when you see them out, yeah, and they get like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and people are gassing it up. I feel like nowadays, because we don't really see great films like that anymore. If something's like just like even good or just beyond average, people will like jump on the bandwagon and say, "Oh yeah, this is the best film this year." So, I would put it in the top 5 films this year though so far from what
Yeah.
I've seen. I feel like I agree with you guys. I feel like F1 and Sinners are both ahead of it. But no, I think Weapons might be my third most like. Oh, I really like the How to Train Your Dragon live action. That was really good, actually. Yeah,
I
I put
think
Weapons
uh,
so far this year, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not. I don't think it needs a prequel or a sequel, to be honest. Better off being a one and done. Danny gave it a 7.5. You gave it 8.5. I'm gonna go down the middle. I think it was a solid 8 out of 10. If the ending was better, I'd put it a lot higher. But yeah, do you guys have any final thoughts?
No,
I think
that's it.
I think maybe actually the film of the year is it's released on Prime, War of the Worlds. I think
Oh.
Ice Cube. I think Ice Cube had the best performance of a lifetime. I watched
Oh.
that movie. Yeah, I watched that movie just for the meme to see how bad it is. Holy shit, it's the worst. It might be no, but look, even something so bad, it's like hilarious. That's how that movie is. Like I watched that movie, and but at the end of it, I was realized, fuck, bro, I laughed a lot in this movie. So fairs,
Bro,
bro, but
0% is insane.
nah, it's
That's
gone.
actually mental.
It's gone up to. Wait, let me look one sec.
Does it gone up now?
I think it's gone up.
You'd
It's
rather
gone
watch,
up to 3%. We've gone up to 3%. Yeah, but if you
but
go on, it,
terrible film. They're generally more entertaining than some of these so-called amazing films that people gas up. Do you know what I mean? But I think I only see one clip from the film was when he reacts to his son dying. That was hilarious.
bro, it's so funny.
Listen,
It's,
if you're there watching, bro, forget these films. We need you to make another Friday film. We all want to see Friday again.
that's the one, man.
But yeah, guys, that's been Mission Podcast. That's been the Weapons movie spoiler review discussion, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, we'll try to get more of these videos out. Try to do a lot more movie and show content, hopefully in the future. No promises in it, but yeah, that's been Mission Podcast. Thank you for you guys for joining today, and yeah, see you guys next time.